All right, Coach. I guess the last few days since we left you, I mean, what's that been like with this team?
Well, I mean, we didn't play very good. Made a whole bunch of mistakes, offensive penalties, turnovers, defense out on the field way too much, and we've got to get all that stuff corrected. We had a great week, practice yesterday and had a great practice today, so I feel good about where we're heading. We're just really young. You know, we got a lot of kids that haven't played a lot, and they're going to get better the more they play. And the things that we did the worst, we control. You know, we control turnovers and we control penalties, and that's not something that they're causing. It's something we're doing. So that's something that you can get corrected, and I think we will. And once we do that, I think we'll take off, because several times, you know, we had drive stoppers, you know, and those are things that we've got to get corrected. And several times we gave up third and longs to them, which are things that they're not easily corrected, but I'd rather be giving that up than first and 10. So feel good, you know, not great about the loss, obviously, but I think we grew from it, and I think we're going to get better.
Coach, you talked about shaking up the depth chart. You know, guys, starters may not be maybe not having their job this week, having to re-earn certain things. What certain things have you shaken up, or has this team shaken up?
Well, I'm not going to really share the things we do internally. We're going to make some changes. You know, we're going to see if some people can play that give them an opportunity here before the game starts. I mean, before our district season starts, and you know, just see what other kids can do at certain positions and reevaluate things and try to get more people on the field and special teams. I think that'll help too.
What's kind of been like the message to your team at practice this week?
Just get upbeat, you know. We took a butt whipping, and we played you know, the more you watch a film, we played a good football team. Their records in the past haven't been great, but Coach Foreman's been there 3 years, and he's got them playing really good. And I think they've got a good football team. I know they're extremely fast at the skill position. The quarterback threw the ball extremely well, exposed us a little bit in some areas that we got to get better. And but our you know, we got that over with on Saturday. You know, we got the film watched and got it critiqued and talked about, and we moved on. We moved on Sunday morning, and practice, like I said, yesterday was awesome. Today was even better. You know, you can't dwell on it. You learn from it and you move on, and that's what we've done.
Just kind of taking a look. I don't know. You guys have already gone through and watched film on Del Rio.
Sure.
What are some of their strong suits?
They're big up front. They got a really big offensive line. You know, they probably average about 260, and on defensive line, they average probably 280. And big old kids that play hard. You know, Del Rio's always been a scruffy team that comes to play. I've coached in South Texas a long time before I came here, and those kids love to play football. You know, it's a little different brand, but man, they get up for it, and the town, you know, supports them, and they'll come in here ready to go. They're 0-1 too. You know, both of us are sitting here needing to win, and they're big, not as fast as who we just played. You know, they don't have that kind of team speed, but have a good scheme. They run a defense that we don't see a whole lot, a 3-3 stack. And they change that up some too. They'll get into a 4-man look some, but you know, it's just something we don't see a whole bunch of. So we got to get prepared for that. And offensively, they run some one-back scheme stuff, and they're not bad at it. But they really kind of want to stay in their 2-back tight end stuff and run the ball downhill at you.
And how different are they with their new coach this year? I know you mentioned the 3-3-5 stack. I think that's different, but what else is different?
Well, they're just different on offense. Last year they were a big RPO team, and they spread you out and run a lot of zone and zone read. And this year they're more 2-back tight end stuff, even 2 tight ends sometimes, more power football.
Although the score, I think it was 28-7 against one last week, they shut them out in the second half.
Yeah.
Offensively, what are y'all seeing that maybe y'all can kind of, you know, do some things
right.
against these guys?
I mean, we got to be able to throw the football on anybody we play, you know, and we actually threw the ball for 300 yards last week, but had way too many turnovers, and you know, we had mistakes before the drive even started several times. We were sitting at 1st and 15 before we even ran a play sometimes, and when you continue to put yourself behind like that, it's hard to overcome it. So we've got to fix our penalties, and I think, we can throw the ball. That's what we have to do. Our quarterback has to be accurate, and he will be. He threw the deep ball extremely well against Shoemaker. We just, sometimes he was off target on the underneath stuff, and sometimes we dropped it. And those are things that got to get fixed. But I think we got to be able to throw the ball on these guys, and if we do, I think we'll have success.
Do you feel that game was a lot like the Trinity game last year where things went bad early against an athletic team?
Yeah, a little bit, but Trinity was a little bit more, it happened quicker. We were in this game in the third quarter, we held them coming out at halftime, and went and scored, and we were right back in the thing, and then we had them in a 3rd and 15 on their next possession and let them get it. It was a scramble. If we hold them right there, we get another quick score. It's a 1-score game. So Trinity game got away quick. It got away early and fast, and they were just so much bigger than us and faster. And those teams are going to give us trouble. We know that, and we're working as hard as we can to try to get some of the things corrected that'll help us win football games, and I think we're heading in that way.
Coach, last week we saw Brady Allen kind of make a transition to the offensive. How was that? I guess your grade with them, and how do you think he?
Man, he played extremely well. He played well on both sides of the ball. He played great at offensive guard for us, and played basically the whole game. And there were I think 2 series that he wasn't in there. Defensively, he played wonderful. When he was in, he was making plays. I mean, he made some behind the backfield plays, and he's got a big motor. He's always on go, and he plays the game the way you want it to be played. And he's going to have to continue to be a two-way player for us right now until our offensive line develops more. But we're not going to take him off of defense because he's too valuable.
Do you think that kind of plays in his hand, coming from a small school like Erie County?
Yeah, I do. I really think it makes a difference that he grew up, his whole career until last year playing both ways, and so it's not foreign to him. It's a faster game, and you're playing against bigger people in 6A. I mean, that's obvious, but understanding how to do that on both sides of the ball, I think, is valuable, and I think that's one of the reasons that he's capable of doing it, and he's in great shape.
How important is it, especially in a year like this, when you have a lot of young players and experience, to have these 4 non-district games together?
It's really important because we got to grow. We're playing a lot of kids that played JV football last year. A few of them played freshman football last year. So, we just need to grow as a football team. Like I told you earlier, I like this football team. I like the attitude. I can coach them hard, and they'll take it, and they'll get better from it. And they don't sulk about being coached. And so I know we're going to grow. And hopefully by the time we get to Weatherford, we'll be kind of where we want to be, at least at that point of the season. And, we didn't, like I said earlier, we didn't let the loss ruin us. We learned from it. And I think you're going to see a better football team Friday.
I know you obviously look for you want overall improvement. I know you mentioned something about the passing game, but if there's really one thing that you're wanting to see the team work on specifically this week against Del Rio, what would that be?
We have to open field tackle way better, and like I said, we're trying to tackle a rabbit out there, against Shoemaker. Those guys are fast and quick, but we have to open field tackle better. We have to gang tackle, open field tackle better. And then on offense, we have to eliminate the penalties. We had I think it was 18 penalties total, and 11 of those were on offense. That's ridiculous. That's unacceptable, and you can't win doing that. We've got to fix that. And I think we had some first game jitters, and just trying. Some of it was just trying too hard. Let's just play the way we're coached. Let's get out there and run our offense the way we do in practice. And we will. We were just kind of first rattle out of the box, and we didn't handle it very well. But I do think we learned from it. But those 2 things, we got to tackle way better on defense, and we've got to eliminate our penalties and obviously turnovers. That was 2 of those turnovers were fluky, and the other 2 were bad throws. We've got to fix that. I think that will happen, and we've got to eliminate the false starts. I think we had 5 false starts. That's just stupid. Those aren't even hustle plays. You can live with a penalty if it's a hustle play or something like, during the course of the play where you're actually going full speed, but pre-snap penalties are stupid, and we've got to fix it.
Coach, obviously wins every week are huge, and that's what you want to do, but how important is a win this week to get that first win?
It's always, that first win is always the most important, because you just want to get one. You want to give